What's up YouTube Revolution, ZombfectedGaming 349 at your fingertips. So today I want to go over my top 5 upcoming 2025 games that gets me most interested that I'm going to get, since previous new releases in past years didn't really interest me not so much. Past recent years, I think I only got 1 or 2 new releases, so I couldn't do a list like a top 5. But here in 2025, gaming could be reinvigorated, and my interests is definitely being piqued with 5 games that are coming out in 2025, which is a pretty big deal. So anyways, see you after the intro. Coming in at number 5 is Mind's Eye. This game is being made by a former Rockstar Games developer known as Leslie Benzies, which is a guy legendarily known for revolutionizing the Grand Theft Auto franchise from Grand Theft Auto 3 and onwards to Grand Theft Auto 5 before being fired unfairly by Rockstar and Take-Two, and went on to create his own studio known as Build a Rocket Boy, which is making, of course, Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye looks interesting since it could potentially be like GTA, but apparently expect the game to be more of a linear game, perhaps a linear open world game, similar to the lines of games like some of the Mafia games. Mind's Eye looks to me to be set in a near future setting similar to the likes of Detroit Become Human and Watch Dogs and Cyberpunk, and even some of it looking similar to the Just Cause games with the amount of crazy explosions shown off in the game. The game is pretty much a brand new IP, and that's why I put the game far down the list at 5, but it doesn't mean it's all bad. It's just a new IP that could be really good, and I'm actually interested since the legendary Leslie Benzies is making the game, which is definitely a big deal and why it made the list. Mind's Eye is set to release on June 10th, 2025, which is a late spring, early summer release date. Coming in at number 4 is Mafia: The Old Country, and is the 4th entry in the Mafia series, and this game definitely looks super interesting since it's finally a historical setting video game I always wanted to see. It's set in the early days of the Mafia in Sicily, Italy, in the very early 1900s, so pretty much the first decade of the 20th century. This Mafia game is set to go back to the linear open world setting and won't be like Mafia 3. It will be more like Mafia 1 and Mafia 2. Also, since this isn't the United States and it's Italy, you can apparently play the game in fluent Italian, which makes the game so much more extra immersive for that true Italian Mafia-like setting. The game is also set to have horses, so it could be a bit like a Italian Red Dead at times, especially since it'll have Italian countrysides of Sicily, but just remember, not fully open world like Red Dead Redemption. This is linear, but it could potentially have a really good story. Mafia: The Old Country is set to release sometime this summer of 2025, but not yet a date has been set as of this recording. Coming in at number 3 is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which is actually the 3rd Metal Gear Solid game being remade from the ground up on Unreal Engine 5, and it's looking just fabulous since Metal Gear Solid 3 is my most favorite Metal Gear game of all time with its amazing storytelling. The remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 is definitely a faithful recreation of the original since it looks like the same voice acting lines from the original are being reused to keep its philosopher's legacy intact as the same game, no pun intended, and not change it up since it was the legendary writer's work known as Hideo Kojima. It's great Konami is doing this since Hideo Kojima was unfairly fired after Metal Gear Solid 5's release, and Kojima isn't there for Konami to make a new story from the ground up for Metal Gear Solid 3 and potentially ruin it, so it's good they kept his storytelling work intact for the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. I definitely highly recommend getting this remake for sure. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is set to release on August 28th, 2025. Coming in at number 2 is Dying Light the Beast, which was supposed to be a major expansion for Dying Light 2, but ended up as its own game instead, which is still fine. Dying Light the Beast was originally written for Dying Light 2's protagonist Aiden Caldwell, but had to go through some story rewrites due to some story leaks, and so Techland decided to make Dying Light the Beast about Dying Light 1's legendary protagonist Kyle Crane. Dying Light the Beast is set after the events of Dying Light 2 and is set to have huge countryside-like areas like Dying Light 1's expansion, like Dying Light the Following, and drivable vehicles are set to come back in Dying Light the Beast, just like in Dying Light the Following. Dying Light the Beast is also set to have possibly one of the most scariest nighttime experience since Dying Light the Following, like those dark pitch black fields, but in Dying Light the Beast, we get to see extremely pitch black dark forests as well, and some of the dark forests are meant to be dark even during the daytime as well, so this could spruce up the horror in the Dying Light franchise. The Dying Light games are a major bread and butter for my channel and helped my channel grow so much over the years, and I'm a major fan of it, which is why this is pretty high on my list at number 2. Dying Light the Beast is set to release sometime this summer, with no release date shown yet as of this recording. Coming in at number 1 is Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 is definitely by far the most anticipated video game and entertainment media of all time and is set to release in late 2025, most likely the earliest sometime in fall 2025 or early winter 2025, like the holiday season, Christmas time area of 2025. And what actually makes Grand Theft Auto 6 so anticipated is the budget for this game is over $2 billion, and that comes with a lot of expectations for this Grand Theft Auto game to be the best of the best, since Grand Theft Auto 5 wasn't the best Grand Theft Auto game, but it was commercially the most popular Grand Theft Auto game. The older Grand Theft Auto games have some features that people absolutely loved and was disappointed they didn't return in Grand Theft Auto 5, and hopefully major mechanics from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas return, like dual-wielding guns, like how Red Dead Redemption 2 does it. And we need also martial arts styles of fighting back too when we go to the gyms, and a weight system to where we get buff, or skinny, or fit, or obese from eating. We also need the vigilante minigames back when we steal a police car in the older GTA games, but GTA 4 did it the best with getting on the police computer and bring back firefighter and paramedic minigames as well too back. Also, new minigames like Animal Control could potentially make its way into Grand Theft Auto 6 as well, since we see someone in the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer trying to get an alligator out of the pool, and if this is an activity in the game where we gotta capture animals on the loose and bring them to the vet or humane society, that would definitely be really fun, and I think a lot of people could do a lot of really fun roleplay with that, potentially if it's in the online as well. Also, hopefully gang territory takeovers from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas return. If Jason and Lucia can align themselves with the gang faction in the story, we can take over streets and districts for gangs we are allied with, and also bring in some sort of gang wanted level system to where gangs will place hits out on us depending on how much damage we do to their gang. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 has so much more expectations than any other GTA game or any other game out there. Like for example, what I want to see is a parkour system to where the more we run and climb, we get better at it, and we can do different parkour tricks as our parkour meter goes up, which would be fabulous. I'm just really tired of GTA 5's boring parkour system. You are really clumsy in it. When you try to jump from ledge to ledge, you just headbutt the other ledge and fall backwards and stuff. But when you got games like GTA San Andreas and GTA 4, parkour is way better in those games. GTA 6 is the most expensive entertainment media in history. With that whopping $2 billion budget, we waited an eternity in the gaming industry to finally get this game soon in late 2025, and there's no excuse for Rockstar to not put these features I mentioned in for GTA 6. Rockstar knows how hyped GTA 6 is, so which is probably why they don't need to hype up the game with marketing the game much by staying silent, and which is why they are letting clickbaiters speculate with all this stuff. And I believe Rockstar may be taking note with a lot of wish lists people have made for GTA 6 over the past many years, which is why the game is so anticipated and why I put the game at number 1 on this list. But that's all for this top 5 upcoming games of 2025 video. If you got any games you're looking forward to in 2025, consider putting the titles in the comment section below. And if you really enjoyed this video, please drop a like. And if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel and ding that bell icon really hard so I can always stay within fast reach of your fingertips when new uploads arrive. ZombfectedGaming 349 over and out.